Alright, guess what time it is, kiddies? It's time for a product review. Now, why don't I do more of these? Well, the only time I'm going to do one is if I find a product I believe is outstanding, just off the cuff, that I try something, I use it personally, I think it's great. And I don't have any vested interest in pushing any kind of product. I don't have any agreement with anybody. I don't have nothing. And if you've been with us a while, then you know that the only agreement that I have is the stipulation that I made to supplement companies that if you want me to review your shit, I'm going to review your shit. In other words, if you send me something to try, if it's good, I'm going to say it's good. If I think it's shit, I'm going to say I think it's shit. If I think it's okay, but there's not really any need for it, I'll say that as well. Okay, because initially when the channel started to pick up a little bit, I started to get besieged with, believe it or not, protein companies and supplement dealers trying to hook up with me and see if I would hawk their wares. And because I'm a working stiff, and if I were going to not work, I would have to have sufficient amount of money to replace my job, which I've been doing for 30 years. And I'm pretty much, at a higher level as far as the pay scale goes for what my craft is. I'm up there a bit, so, yeah, I work hard. Yeah, I'm tired of working, but I don't really see any end in sight. It's just my lot in life, small thing. Many people have the same. So, a lot of companies withdrew their requests for me to review their stuff when I put that out there. In fact, one company, which is a very large protein company, a large one, not like fly-by-night, smaller ones, a large one that everybody knows. I called the guy and I said, look, you've been blowing my phone up, leaving me messages wanting me to review your product. When are you going to send it to me? I gave you the address. And he said, well, I don't want to send it to you, Mr. Vest, if you're going to say it's shit. I said, oh, that tells me it's shit. You know right off the top. So they never sent me anything. And that has absolutely lightened my load as far as email-wise, because I'm not getting a bunch of unsolicited emails from supplement distributors. But once in a while, one will crop up that has enough integrity and has the testicular fortitude to present their product and say, hey, here it is, and we think it's that good. We want you to try it and give an honest review. And so that's what this company did, Raw Barrel. Okay? Name of the company is Raw Barrel. I wasn't familiar with them beforehand. I guess they haven't been around that long yet, probably, or are not that well established yet. This is what it looks like. Raw Barrel, No Bull Protein Powder. Raw Barrel, No Bull Protein Powder. All right, now, when Raw Barrel contacted me, they said they would like me to review any of their products. So I looked at what they had. They don't really have that much of a variety of various products yet, but I'm pretty sure that their mission is to not necessarily have, jump right out of the gate with a whole broad array of, big spectrum of different products, but to have integrity and high standards, high quality in the products that they make. So I totally relate to that. So they sent me this stuff. Full disclosure, they know I'm going to say whatever I'm going to say about it, but it's going to be honest. And I appreciate that they afford me enough trust that they think I have the integrity to be honest and not just shoot the shit down right off the cuff because I'm one of these guys who thinks supplements are fucking trash, because I know otherwise. I know I use them, and I don't know any real big dude that doesn't use them. I don't know any pro bodybuilder that doesn't use them. Now, the busters can think what they want to think. Supplements are, this is food. This is food, man. If you could get the whey separated from the milk, which is done here for you, but if you were capable of doing that, and you went out and bought, I don't know how much milk you would need to be able to get an appreciable amount of just whey from it, what you would be left with, I'm believing that, isn't milk something like only 20% or so of that milk content is whey? So think about that, how much milk you're not going to drink. You're just going to push aside to get all the whey. So you're actually just focusing in on one aspect, one type of protein that's available in the milk, and you're extracting all that from the milk. So this is better than real food, because genuine food, because this It is genuine food, but it's in a format that is impossible to achieve coming out of the cow. All right, and it's not overly processed. It says no fillers, no additives. This is a 1 pound container. Each container has, a scoop is 25 grams in weight or amount. It has, what's this, 16 servings? 18 servings per container. Okay, ingredients. We have whey protein concentrate. All right, you know I love isolate. I use hydroslate, isolate, you know, all this stuff. But that's kind of over the top, and it's not really completely necessary for anybody. And in fact, I'm just going to tell you straight up, I like this protein. I'm surprised that I like it as much as I do. And unless I discover otherwise over a period of time, right, because I don't have a lab to test this and actually tell you if it meets label claim, but all indications of how it behaves, how it mixes, how it tastes, which is why I always get unflavored, natural, for several reasons when I'm checking something out, even on my own, even if I'm not going to make a video about it. Because whey protein has like a 1-to-1 correlation as far as the weight in the serving size versus how many grams of protein should be in it. If it's 100% pure and that's all that's in there. If it's 100% pure and that's all that's in there, a 25 gram scoop is going to equate to 25 grams of protein. If it doesn't, something else is in there. Okay, now this one has only 20 grams of protein in a 25 gram scoop. So the first thing I say is, as soon as I look at the label, there's 5 grams unaccounted for there. That's why I get natural unflavored. I'm looking for a certain taste. I know what it should taste like. Looking for how it mixes. And I want there to be, you know, 1-to-1 ratio if it's supposedly completely pure and there's nothing else in it, right? So I don't want there to be, well, some of it's going to be whatever they're flavoring it with. Well, you know, that's going to change the mixability maybe a little bit, or well, it's going to change the taste. I don't want that. I want to know what I'm working with in its raw format. That's why I get unflavored natural. Plus I can mix it with anything and it just tastes like what I'm mixing it with. Okay, so this one, what's the other 5 grams? So in total we've got 2 grams of fat in this, which you won't have any if it was 100% nothing but whey. We have 2 grams carbohydrate, which again, that's not from the whey. And then we have 20 grams of protein. So where's that coming from? All right, well, we have ingredients: whey protein concentrate and sunflower lecithin. Okay, that's an emulsifier, the sunflower. That's an emulsifier for mixability, so that the protein doesn't all clump up into a brick, so that it can more easily mix. That's acceptable. A lot of companies do it. I don't see anywhere on here where it's non-GMO. That would be nice to know. I'd like to be able to, and just because even if it said it, there could be a product that says it's non-GMO. I don't know if it is or not. How do we know? But being that it's from sunflower, it'd be nice if it said non-GMO on it somewhere. At least it's not soy. It's not soy, so I really appreciate that it's sunflower. The chances are really good that it is non-GMO, and that I personally prefer sunflower over soy as an emulsifier. Alright, so what's it mix like? Well, let me show you because I'm getting ready to try some of that right now. So each scoop is worth, what, 20 grams? So I'm going to put 1 scoop. This one, I've already torn through this can. You know, because of course I'm going to try it out before I report on it. I'm going to venture to guess that this is going to be about, they weren't full scoops because I don't have much in here. I'm going to say it's about 30 grams of protein. It's close enough. Put it in this here shaker cup. Okay, so there it is in the shaker cup, right? And I'll put some water in there. And to tell you the truth, I should have put the water in first. A little bit in. I like to put a little bit in, get it moving, and put some more in. All right. You saw I just gave it a little shake, right? Look at that. You saw I just gave it like a little, right? You heard me just shake it a little tiny bit. Look. Nothing stuck on the cup. Mix is pretty good. Mix is pretty good. Which is, if it's, you know, whey like it says it is, it should mix very well. If it's high quality, it should be very thin. That's why I mix it with water. That way, if I mix it with something thicker, then how can I rate the protein? I don't know, right? Very thin. I'm even going to waste some to show you. Watch. See how thin that is? Yeah. Now you know I'm showing you love. I wasted some. So, my conclusion is, Raw Barrel, their protein powder, if this meets label claim, and I think it probably does, this would just be a good general everyday protein, day in and day out. I could get by with it. I like it enough that I'm thinking about, I may incorporate it, rotate it in full time, and it just could be my general go-to powder. You know, now we've all been had before, okay, by big name companies that have the money to process this shit, that it should be right on the money. I've had protein powders that were top shelf, high level shit that all of a sudden turned out didn't meet label claim and fell short by quite a bit. So I've become a little more clever at looking at it. I don't have a lab, that would be ideal. So could I be fooled? Yeah, sure I could. Anybody can. But all the attributes are there to indicate that this is what it says it is. It mixes very nicely. It tastes like it's supposed to taste. The unflavored tastes fine. Not too heavy on the milk taste from it, even though it's from milk, which you wouldn't want it too heavy because then you know it's not. It can't just be all whey. Okay, it's not isolate, but like I said, if you look up the protein efficiency ratio, you know, the assimilation scores on whey alone, whey is fucking, you know, from naturally occurring foods, egg was number one. Egg is way far from whey. When you look at what's in the list, in the orders and the numbers, you'll see that everything's kind of close as you go down the list, descendingly natural foods. But from egg to whey, yeah, whey's a big jump up there. And if you look at that, you'll understand why whey should be a staple. Whey should be a staple. These combination proteins and all this stuff. Look, if you got extra bucks and you like them, that's great. Hey, whatever. I used to use all that shit when I was younger. But today, I get all I need from real, solid, complete, whole food nutrition. So if I'm going to use protein powder, which I use daily, I'm going to use just a whey, or usually a whey isolate. And I go with the whey hydroslate and all this shit, right? But to tell you the truth, it's a bit overkill, and it's not really necessary, and it's pricey. Now, I have no idea. I haven't sat down and just Googled to see how many different places, you know, I can get the best, you know, where can I get the best bang for the buck to purchase this? But I would go out and say that if Raw Barrel could make this relatively affordable, that would be a win. If they could make this affordable, if you go out and find out that this is fairly priced, you know, as far as a good, solid whey protein, that I would say, based on everything I can see and taste and smell and detect, that it meets label claim. So compared to others that you have confidence in that probably meet label claim, you know, comparing apples to apples, if they've got the best deal on the price, shit, then this I would say is the way to go. And now, you know, I'm the first one to tell you if I think something's crap. I think this is decent. So take that for whatever it's worth or isn't worth, but right now, as it stands, I'm going to say that Raw Barrel has a winner right here. Now, some of their other products, you know, like I said, they don't have very many yet. I think some of their other products, I'm not sure who sat down and designed and made the decision that we're going to make this, we're going to make that in the way that they made some of them. But some of them, a couple of them, I would say, I would have a different suggestion for things that they should go with. But this, out of their somewhat, modest variety of products they have right now, I think this is their number one thing here, man. This one's a winner. I can't speak to the rest of it, but this one, yeah, this is the shit. So Roll Barrel, respect to you for stepping up and taking a chance that I could say that this is fucking shit, but I can't say it's shit because I think it's good. I think it's good. I'm very pleasantly surprised. So that's it. Take it for what it's worth, but I think it's good shit. Like I said, if it's competitively priced, that would be their total leverage factor there. If they could bring this in for a reasonable price, this would be the shit. And this would be what I would buy if I was a young guy that needed a good solid protein source, like that should be Whey, of course, at least. All right, that's it. Take care. Have a great day.